What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Zeke Dawg, and I'm back with another video. So man, I've been checking out the news a lot lately, and currently it's looking like what they call this freight recession is over, man. Hopefully this is true. Only time will tell. I haven't seen a big flux in the numbers lately in the last couple weeks to indicate that this is an actual thing, but it's a lot of buzz going on with it. So pause for a second. If you need a truck, you know where to go to. Go on over there to Lone Mountain, check out the inventory so you can find your next truck. All right, dog team. So roughly starting around March of 22, which looking at the time frame, man, that's almost 2 years ago. Right when old Zeke Dawg got into trucking. So yeah, it's been more than 2 years. Yeah, more about 2.5 years to be more actual with it. When I started trucking, I started during a trucking recession. And so far, I have succeeded by the grace of God. And a lot of will and determination, I have survived this recession. But it hasn't been good for everybody, man. A lot of trucking companies have been going out of business. And I said this before, for the truckers that stay in business, it's good that other truckers lead the market. It's unfortunate, but it's better for us. So when you look at people that got contracted freight, and one of the key determining factors is if your freight that you're accepting or rejecting, if you're rejecting at 6% or less, then we're considered to be in a recession. But if it's over 6%, if you're rejecting 10% of your contracted freight, man, we up out of that recession. We got a lot of stuff to pick from, and you know, if you going with the contracted freight, you're gonna get some of it, but sometimes you gotta tell them, nah, man, I gotta run this other load. So I said back here, I want to say it was a video back in August of 2024. I said, man, by next summer, we're going to see a big shift in these numbers. And lo and behold, what I'm telling y'all then and what we're seeing right now is coming to pass. So if we're starting to climb out of this recession now, roughly end of 2024, as 2025 hits, we should start seeing an increase in rate per mile. The increase in rate per mile mean more money in our pocket. You know, if the average goes up from $2 a mile to $3 or $3.50 a mile, man, that's a day and night difference. But so many people came into this trucking industry during the boom of the after COVID effect, to where money was just everywhere. You had freight that was sitting out in the ocean, ready to get unloaded. They needed tons of trucks. They're paying everybody way higher so they can get this freight moved. They need the freight moved from A to B. All the truckers that's out here saying, oh man, we're already booked up. And when you say, well, we're gonna pay more, okay, I'm gonna take that load now. And when your regular guy see, oh man, I've been paying you $2.50, $3 a mile, but now this other guy's paying you $4 a mile, I gotta change up. and pay you $4 a mile to match him, so you can keep paying running my freight, or pay you $4.15 a mile, so it's better, so you can run my freight, because I still need my stuff moved. This is what happened during that big boom. People out of nowhere that didn't know anything about driving trucks went got their authority, went bought some overpriced trucks that would normally be $100,000. They paid $200,000 for them. Now they got this big overhead, but they're making the money, and the bubble pops. The volume of freight that's out there decreased. A lot of the government contracts moving cleaning supplies, COVID supplies, masks, sanitizing stuff, all that dropped. So now you got the government saying, oh, well, we're spending extra billions of dollars to move this stuff. It's out here now. We don't really need it moved. But now you got a higher level of amount of trucks. If your trucks were at, let's just say, we're just throwing numbers out there. Pre-COVID, it was at 1 million trucks. Now you got 1.5 million trucks that's trying to run a reduced number of freight. So if you got, on average, before COVID, you got 1 million trucks running, you got 1.1 million in freight. That's not bad. We got a list of stuff to pick from, and we good. But what screws you up is COVID hits. Now the freight goes up to almost 2 million loads of freight, and we're jumping up to 1.5 million in trucks. So you like, man, we still got half million of loads that ain't even been moved. Numbers going up. If you're tracking, that stops. So now you got 1.5 million trucks out here, but you only got 1 million loads. Now they're fighting to say, well, I want to take the load. Well, I'm paying $4. Next dude say, man, I'm gonna take it for $3. Next dude say, I'll take it for $1. Bruh, that's what screwed the market up. That's what screwed the market up. So cheap freight has to stop being taken. That's all to it. Now we're at the point the recession is about to end, has ended, and these are statistics. This is the numbers. This is what's up there. So I want y'all to check out a video clip, and I'm gonna listen along, give my insight on what they're saying, and see if you all are tracking along with it. And drop the comments if you feel the recession is really over. Drop it in the comment if you notice that, man, I'm getting like 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, $1 more a mile, more recently. Drop it in the comment, man. Let me know what y'all are seeing.
Well, I think let's talk a little bit about what a freight recession is, just to back up for those that may not be aware of what the definition, or at least how we would describe it. Sure. It's when you have too much capacity in the market relative to demand. That's at the end of the day what happens.
Exactly.
And what happened over the last couple of years, we've talked about this extensively, is there's been an expansionary cycle in capacity, and that really happened all the way through really the early days of COVID, all the way until really 2023, and we've seen the market reset. But let's talk specifically about the data, because I think this is really important. So what we see here are 2 years. The blue chart right here, the blue section, is 2024's tender rejection. And remember, this is out of 100% of truckloads of whether a shipper is rejecting the loads or not. So this is, the blue is 2024. The pink here is 2023. A couple things I want to point out is, look at the delta we've had this year in rejections. It's been better, but things have been trending. But there was a big breakout that we saw in May.
Right.
Mid-May of last year, of 2023, was the low of the market. The market's been improving since, but hasn't broken out. But let's watch this. We saw that the freight market started to respond to normal market conditions. I had a talk yesterday with Derek Leathers, the CEO of Werner, which will soon be broadcast. And what he told me was, just like we've talked about, is they started to see normal seasonality. Road check week showed up. We started to see the market react to holidays. This is normal.
Right here, yeah.
Tender rejections do take place because carriers have more demand at the end of a quarter, but they also take off time for the holidays. So we saw rejections really peak the way they should normally do, a little bit of peak, but much more muted. And then what we saw was really interesting around Labor Day, Zach, is a breakout that actually has been taking place. We saw almost a convergence of two markets, but look right here around Halloween. We saw it peak, or actually early October.
Yeah, it was because of the hurricanes, and we had the ILA strike as well.
Early October last year, we saw it peak. It continued to come up here, a little bit of market reset. It bounced about 5.2% and is now up above 6%. I'm gonna tell you why I'm excited about that. Is because it means that the market is reacting normally, that we're reacting to peak. And when we get above 6% is when we can start getting excited about the rest of the market. This is just one data point. Let's talk about the next part of the data.
I think the...
All right, so if y'all checking this out, the blue line, not the red line, is the current year, 2024. And when you notice the market reacting to current events, hurricanes, holidays and things like that, this, like you said, this is how it's supposed to react. And these are all great data points to let us know that, hey, the market is doing what it's supposed to do. We are recovering. Now, I know we just had an election. Don't be fooled by thinking the election fully changed everything. It doesn't matter who won. We could have we could have Jimmy the Cricket in there. If the market is reacting a certain way, I'm cool with it. It doesn't matter who's in the office. We want to see the market better. That's what we want to see. And what they're telling us, what they're showing us right here is, this is data that is showing that the freight is going up. So, but continue, check this out. I want y'all to listen to this.
So one of the things I want to call out here is that November 8th, we talk about seasonality. We talk about peak season for the market. That's the holiday shipping season. You know, everybody's shipping the retail freight across the country. Normally doesn't really get going until the week before Thanksgiving in traditional years. The tender rejection rate, you see it last year, falling. We were at 3.4% last year. The difference between 3.4 and 6% is pretty huge.
Yeah, this is definitely showing signs. Remember all those imports. We talked about imports came in, and it really, the trucking market wasn't reacting to import activity. Intermodal was. Intermodal has been relatively strong, but trucking was not reacting to it. That's changed. Trucking is now responding to all of this volume of imports that have been put into the market, and it's actually, we're starting to see the developments in the market that are actually proving that we are out or have moved out of the freight recession. The market.
This is only the second time since July of 22 that we've been above 6% too.
And you can actually see this in the spot rates. Let's go to the spot rate chart, because I think this is also really interesting to actually look at what's happening in spot rates. I want to show you this because I think this is really interesting. So we have 2022 in green. We have the pink line, which is 2023 again. And look at spot rates. This is spot rates net of fuel. So again, no fuel surcharges. The NTIL spot rate data that we take, it's just all line haul, doesn't have fuel incorporated in it. And what you see is that we kept a pretty tight band or range.
Now, let me show y'all some here. As they're talking, y'all see that green line? Like you said, that was 2022. You see how high it was up in the top corner, and it's just spiraling down. Like I said, whenever the market go up extremely high, you gotta fall for a while and probably stay down there for a while before we notice an increase. The pandemic is probably a once in a lifetime event. You know, I could see something like this happening after, 9/11 or some big crisis, but this was a global economic disaster that we as truckers have to deal with. So look at the data, look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Numbers can be manipulated, but numbers don't lie. But keep tracking.
With last year's spot rate data or spot rates. And this year we've started to see a breakout. What I think is really exciting about that is The start of the freight recession was really March of 2022. And we saw the market really bottom in 22 down here, but it actually got worse in 23. What we're seeing now is this breakout that I think is incredibly interesting, is we're seeing it inflect. We're seeing spot rates actually inflect in November above 22's numbers, which makes the comps a lot easier as we go forward. And we should see a breakout from here on out. But we're not done with this, because people will say this is just peak season.
Right.
I'm going to make the case about why this is not just peak season, but I think you actually have a map that you want to show us before we do that.
Yeah. I mean, to start this off, like, I think this is the spot rate trend over the last couple of years. We actually have been talking about the bottom of the market starting in May.
That was May of last year. That was last year. See that right there? And it's gotten better. And a lot of people, we've been talking about the freight recession recovery.
Right.
The market has been recovering. It's just been pretty anemic.
Slow, really slow crawl. And then throughout the year, even though spot market the volatility wasn't there, the important thing about this one that I think makes us so on alert is the speed and the jump.
It's the direction.
Yeah.
There is something. So this is not the election. I want to be very clear. What we're seeing right here is not related directly to the election.
Right.
The election impact is going to happen starting in the first quarter. We'll talk about that. But let's go to the map.
Yeah, this is the thing that actually triggered me. When I came in, or when I opened my computer and my sonar this morning, this is the first thing that I saw. Now, this is a map that tells you where rates are moving in the United States by market level. Blue, increasing rates. So percentage of rates increasing significantly at that. So we've got our data science team that says statistically significant increasing. All of this being blue, I have not seen this since we started this map.
It is amazingly blue. Not
It's
a lot
everywhere.
of, I mean, you have a little bit of pink.
Yeah.
Not a lot of red at all. In fact, I don't see a single district that's got deep red. You've got a little bit of pink.
All right. So, as you can see here on their map, man, across the United States from coast to coast, we're seeing good numbers, man. And it's only gonna increase from here. If you feel like you've been struggling for the last couple years, hey, I feel your pain, man. But hang in there. Hang in there. If you don't like driving, listen, trucking probably ain't for you. Maybe you need to own a business, but don't be out here actually driving. You gotta want to do this, man. Recessions happen. It's like we all in every market go through some kind of recession. You just gotta be able to hang through it and survive. If you can make it through the bad times, then you're gonna be so much better during the good times. I mean, look at it as like the light at the end of the tunnel. Once you get to that light, you're gonna be okay. We as a market had to weed out the people that didn't want to be here. Now, some of them that did want to be here, you got caught in the fire, getting of us burning out the people that don't need to be here. That's an unfortunate byproduct of it. But the ones that survive will be all right. So, this coming from your boy Zeke Dawg. I'm saying right now, the recession is over. It is over. It is over. It is over. Now, when we gonna see some big money again? That's probably y'all question. Like I said back here in August, I think it's gonna be summertime, May, June, July, before we start seeing the numbers we really want to see. Now, if it's before that, that's great. Can't complain about money early, but if not, then we gotta wait a little while. That's just my predictions on the time frame. It could be February or March. Numbers jump up to 350 on the average, and just maintain right there. Hey, I haven't been here to see it, but it's been plenty of people that have been in trucking way before Zeke Dawg that said, man, hey, hang in there, Zeke Dawg, it's gonna get better. You came in during a recession. How the heck was I supposed to know a recession? I just knew I wanted to drive trucks, and I did it, and I'm here. So hopefully, man, this video has been educational for some of you all. Hopefully this has answered some questions. Hopefully this information is all 100% accurate, or at least close enough to it. It's all boiled around theories and understanding patterns and understanding data. I'm looking forward to the day where I see a average $4 a mile a load. Zeke Dawg would not complain. Zeke Dawg would not have any issues. I would just book the load going wherever I want to go. It's already paying $4 a mile. I'm cool with it. That's going to allow us to, one, make more money for our company. Two, with that money, buy better equipment. Three, reduce the amount of breakdowns because we have better equipment. Four, expand your company if you're building to buy additional trucks and put people to work that have been looking to work, and maybe they don't have the credit or the money to go get them a truck. Now you can help put them in a truck where they can have a decent wage and make decent money and go home when they want to go home because they work for Zeke Dawg. That's what I'm seeing, man. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm hoping, man. So only time will tell, man. Y'all can come back and watch this video a year later and say, Zeke Dawg, you was full of crap. Or you can say, man, Zeke Dawg, you saw it a year out. Hey, man, that's what I'm here for, man. So appreciate y'all checking out these videos, man. Like, share, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell and join the dog team. So, till the next time, baby, keep it trucking.